Governor Sarah Palin is fighting back, unloading on the anonymous McCain campaign officials who have been trashing her all week. No longer under wraps, Palin was all too eager to talk to reporters, and our Gary Tuckman was one of them, and he's joining us right now from Anchorage. And Gary, I know top McCain aides didn't even wait for the election to start, to be over, frankly, to start smearing Sarah Palin. And for a while, she brushed it off, but not anymore.
Well, that's right, Campbell. Sarah Palin came back to our Anchorage office today for the first time since the end of the presidential election. It's important to point out that anonymous allegations don't necessarily mean false allegations, but Sarah Palin certainly thinks they are false. Allegations regarding perhaps her intelligence, allegations regarding the number and amount of dollars in clothes she bought. She was not very happy at all when she talked to me.
But regarding these allegations, which I don't think my colleagues didn't make it up, they heard it from people who said you can't use our name, regarding these geography things about Africa and about NAFTA, are they not true, or are they misinterpreted?
No, it's not true. And I do remember having a discussion about NAFTA as we talked about Alaska's relationship with Canada and how we, heaven forbid, we go in and just unilaterally think that we're going to renegotiate NAFTA, as it had appeared that Barack Obama, his position was, he wanted to go renegotiate. I remember having a discussion with a couple of debate preppers. So if it came from one of those debate preppers, that's curious. But having a discussion about NAFTA, not, oh my goodness, I don't know who's a part of NAFTA. So no, I think that if there are allegations based on questions or comments that I made in debate prep about NAFTA and about the continent versus the country, when we talk about Africa there, then those were taken out of context. And that's cruel, it's mean-spirited, it's immature, it's unprofessional, and those guys are jerks if they came away with it, taking things out of context and then tried to spread something on national news that's not fair and not right. For instance, with the whole clothes issue, the RNC purchase clothes, those are the RNC's clothes. They're not my clothes. I never forced anybody to buy anything. I never asked for anything more than maybe a Diet Dr. Pepper once in a while. I never have asked for anything. These are Sarah Palin's clothes. We don't take anything with us. So until that's cleared up by you guys doing your job, what else can I say? What else can John McCain say about all of this, except these are false allegations?
Gary, Governor Palin also told you that she believed she was the victim of sexism, that she faced a lot of it during the campaign, and that, frankly, it surprised her.
She says she saw something new. She says here in Alaska, women are very self-sufficient, so she hasn't felt sexism here in Alaska, but on her tour of the other 49, she says she did.
A lot of us who have daughters, we think about that when we see what you've gone through, and that's why the question I have to ask you is, are you surprised by what you've seen? I mean, you've been the governor, you've been in political life, but now 70 days after John McCain picked you, have you learned something about that?
That's a good question, because here in Alaska, that double standard isn't so much applied here, because these guys know that Alaskan women are pretty tough. In fact, on par with the men in terms of being outdoors, working hard. Look at the vocations that Alaskan women choose. They're commercial fishermen, they're pilots, they're working up on the North Slope in the oil fields. We're raised up here to know that, you talk about equality, you see equality in Alaska. And so that's a good question, because I think that was a bit of a surprise on a national level. Is, wait, you mean the other 49 states aren't quite there like Alaskans are? Well, come on, follow Alaska's lead and start allowing the equal opportunities and the equal treatment.
The governor also told me she wasn't happy with the media coverage, and I said to her, listen, that's not really fair. There was a lot of accurate media coverage. There are occasionally some mistakes, but are you really saying that a lot of the media coverage was inaccurate? She says, well, most of it seemed to be accurate, but she said that one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. Campbell.
All right, Gary Tuckman for us from Anchorage tonight. Gary, thanks. Appreciate it.